Hey there. So today we're going to tackle a huge social assumption, something we all do. We're talking about silence. And we're going to ask a pretty wild question. What if that quietest person in the room, you know the one, is actually the smartest? Okay, so think about it. The last meeting you were in, or maybe a party, I bet you can picture that one person who is super quiet, right? The one just kind of there. What was your first thought? Be honest. Did you think, oh, they must be shy, or maybe bored, or, completely out of their depth? It's okay, we all do it. We make these snap judgments. And yeah, here are the usual suspects, right? The go-to labels: shy, not paying attention, totally unprepared. It's the easy conclusion, but man, is it often wrong? But what if we just reframed it? Look at this other side. What if that quiet isn't emptiness? What if it's actually jam-packed with observation, with deep thinking, with strategy? Now that's where this gets really good. So this one question changes everything, doesn't it? It's like an invitation to zoom in, to look closer, and to realize that maybe, just maybe, silence isn't a weakness at all. In fact, it could be a sign, a huge sign, of a powerful mind firing on all cylinders. So let's dive into the evidence. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. We're going to break down 7, count them, 7 specific signs that show how that quiet demeanor might just be a giveaway for some serious brain power. Okay, sign number 1, they're in a state of deep observation. I want you to get this out of your head right now. Their silence is not passive. No way. While everyone else is talking, their mind is like a high-res camera, just absorbing everything. It's active, it's constant. They're gathering data 24/7. And here's what's so cool about that. They're not just kind of looking around. They are actively gathering data. We're talking about noticing the tiny nonverbal cues. The way someone shifts their weight, that split-second hesitation in their voice, all the little details that the rest of us just gloss over. In their head, they're building this incredibly detailed 3D map of the entire situation before they even form an opinion. That, my friends, is intelligence in pure, raw action. And that leads us perfectly into sign number 2. They actually think before they speak. I know, it sounds so simple, right? But think about it. In this world of instant reactions and hot takes, it's practically a superpower. Instead of just blurting out that first messy thought that pops into their head, they use that silence to process it, to clean it up, and to turn it into something that actually makes sense. And this is the key takeaway for sure. Their silence is a quality filter. It is not a sign that they have nothing to say. They have plenty to say. But in that quiet, they're running these little mental simulations, right? They're playing out the conversation, seeing how their words are going to land, and organizing their thoughts. So when they do decide to speak, bam, it hits with so much more impact. All right, let's keep building this picture. Sign number 3, they are active listeners. And listen, there is a world of difference between just hearing sounds and actively, truly listening. For these folks, listening is like a full-on mental workout. I mean, look at this. They're not just sitting there impatiently waiting for their turn to talk. You know that person, right? No, they are 100% in the moment. They're absorbing the words, sure, but they're also getting the subtext, the emotion, the stuff that's not being said. And because of that, they're able to make these amazing connections and then ask these laser-focused follow-up questions that just prove they get it on a whole other level. Okay, on to number 4. This one's huge. They choose their words with surgical precision. It's like they have this built-in understanding that it's all about impact, not volume. They just get that a couple of perfectly chosen words are worth more than a 10-minute ramble of unfiltered noise. You've seen this happen, right? The person who's been quiet the whole meeting finally speaks, and suddenly everyone leans in. The whole room just focuses. They've earned that attention. You won't hear a lot of ums or ahs because all that filler got cut in the editing room in their head. They just deliver a complex idea, clean and simple. And because they speak less, their words just feel heavier. They carry more weight. Now, for most of us, let's be real, a long silence in a group can be super awkward, right? You can almost feel the discomfort. But for a highly intelligent person, it's not awkward at all. In fact, it's a productive space. It's where the work gets done. This really comes down to what I'd call intellectual confidence. They don't need to hear themselves talk to know they're smart. They don't need that constant external validation. Their own mind is their office, their workshop. It's where they can tinker with ideas, connect dots that nobody else sees, and come up with these incredible insights all on their own. Some of the most important conversations they have are the ones happening right inside their own head. So, building right on top of that idea, we get to sign number 6. This is where that internal world meets the real world. They don't just think, they solve. So instead of that whole let's throw spaghetti at the wall brainstorming thing that clutters up a meeting, they do it all internally. They take the problem, they break it down into its smallest parts, they look at all the angles, weigh the options, and then they piece it all back together into a solid strategy. So when they finally open their mouth, they're not just saying, hey, here's a problem. They're often saying, hey, here's the problem, and here's the solution. And that brings us to our final sign, number 7. And this one really ties the whole package together. All this quiet confidence, it comes from a really high level of self-awareness, a deep understanding of who they are and what their role is in any room. And if you remember nothing else, remember this. Their silence comes from security, not insecurity. It's the exact opposite of what we usually assume. They know they're smart. They don't need to shout it from the rooftops or dominate the conversation to prove their worth. They are just confident in the value they bring to the table, whether they say a little or a lot. So there you have it. We've just gone through all 7 signs. And I hope it feels like we've been on a bit of a journey, right? We started by seeing silence as this empty, awkward thing. And now, hopefully, you see it as a space just buzzing with mental energy. So let's just run through them one last time, real quick. Deep observation. Thinking before speaking. Active listening. Precise language. Comfort with introspection. Internal problem solving, and high self-awareness. That's the playbook. You know, this quote just nails it. Silence isn't an absence. It's not a void. It's a space. It's a workshop where brilliance gets a chance to actually take shape. So I'm gonna leave you with a question to chew on. The next time you're in that meeting, that party, and you notice the quiet person, what are you gonna listen for? Are you still gonna hear nothing? Or are you gonna listen a little closer? And maybe, just maybe, hear the quiet hum of a brilliant